Welcome to this short presentation on early Arab and Muslim contributions to artificial intelligence concepts. Throughout this short video, we'll explore how centuries-old ideas, born from curiosity, logic, and invention, have helped shape the intelligent technologies we build today. This is a journey from ancient thought to modern machines. According to Western media and publications, the term artificial intelligence was first coined by John McCarthy in 1956 during the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence. Since then, McCarthy has often been referred to as the father of artificial intelligence. Here's how Western media presents his legacy.
Now, given the media hype cycle since ChatGPT dropped in November 2022, you'd be forgiven in thinking artificial intelligence was something new. Its roots go back decades, centuries really, but it was a conference organized after World War II by computer and cognitive scientist John McCarthy, who was born on this day, September 4th, 1927. McCarthy is, in the eyes of his peers at least, the father of modern AI, even coining the term artificial intelligence. He started out as a mathematician, but became infatuated with the idea of whether computers could indeed show logic or symbolic expression. This after attending a 1948 presentation by Alan Turing, who was 2 years away from publishing his now seminal paper on whether machines could imitate humans. But the formal start of AI research is largely pegged to the summer of 1956, when McCarthy, along with Marvin Minsky, Nathaniel Rochester, and Claude Shannon, organized the Dartmouth Workshop, a 6-week confab where they brokered debates on ways to turn Turing's theories into reality. Around that time, McCarthy and his colleagues made a landmark development with the first computation program to perform problem solving. McCarthy, along with Minsky, would go later to set up MIT's Artificial Intelligence Laboratory in Boston, where they developed a first-of-its-kind programming language called Lisp, which still remains one of the dominant languages in AI and robotics work today. McCarthy didn't stop there. He helped conceive the idea of time sharing. It's a complex subject that in its simplest explanation became a precursor of cloud computing. That Dartmouth workshop, the MIT lab, and a second lab McCarthy set up at Stanford would lead to a surge of AI investment that swelled in the 1960s and 70s, ebbed a bit in the 80s, but reset at a fever pitch in the 2000s. McCarthy, who passed away in 2011, isn't around to see the latest multi-billion-dollar hype train, but he did foresee a lot of the missteps now being made. In an interview for the 1995 book, Thinking Aloud, McCarthy said AI researchers had made less progress than hoped, and that the major obstacle for advancement is not a lack of machine capacity, but our inability to write programs taking full advantage of what we already have.
But it's important to note that some early developments in AI research began even before 1956, as early as 1947. And long before that, centuries earlier, Muslim scholars had already imagined machines, logic, and human-like thought. Their ideas are now recognized as foundational to what we know today as artificial intelligence. Indeed, before the term artificial intelligence was ever imagined, scholars from the Arab and Muslim world laid down ideas that echo in today's smart machines. These were Al-Kindi, Ibn Sina, Al-Jazari, and Al-Khwarizmi. While they never used the term artificial intelligence, their curiosity shaped how we think of intelligence, automation, and logic today. Here are their stories. Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, born around the year 780, was a brilliant mathematician, astronomer, and scholar. He introduced the decimal positional number system to the Western world, and is best known for writing foundational texts on algebra, so influential that the very word algebra comes from the title of his book. His legacy lives on in another word, algorithm, a term derived from his name. In artificial intelligence today, both algebra and algorithms are at the heart of symbolic reasoning and step-by-step problem solving. Being the father of algebra and algorithm, Al-Khwarizmi's contributions are not just mathematical, they are the building blocks of modern computing. Abu Yusuf al-Kindi, lived from 801 to 873. He is a philosopher and mathematician who worked on cryptography, mathematical logic, and the nature of knowledge, all relevant foundations for machine reasoning. Abu Ali ibn Sina, known also as Avicenna, lived from 980 to 1037. He explored ideas of the mind, soul, and reasoning, which inspired later philosophical inquiries into artificial cognition. He theorized about the floating man as a thought experiment related to self-awareness, a concept now revisited in consciousness and artificial intelligence. And Badi al-Jazari came later, and lived from 1136 to 1206. He is a brilliant Muslim engineer from the Artukid dynasty. Designed mechanical automata, including programmable machines, like a mechanical band with musicians or a humanoid water servant. His book of knowledge of ingenious mechanical devices includes detailed designs of machines that mimic human actions, an early concept related to robotics and automation. While they did not speak of artificial intelligence as we define it today, their philosophical and mechanical innovations indirectly laid some early groundwork for the idea of machines mimicking human thought or action. Together, these four pioneering scholars shaped the very logic and structure that modern artificial intelligence builds upon. From numerical systems and coded instructions to ethical inquiry and mechanical design, their collective insights formed a framework, long before the age of machines, that mirrors how today's AI thinks, decides, and operates. This is not just a legacy of individual brilliance, but a continuum of knowledge that stretches across civilizations and centuries. Like the one who plants and nurtures fruit trees, the early Arab and Muslim scholars laid the intellectual roots of what we call artificial intelligence today. And just like the one who packages and markets the harvest, modern scientists and engineers have transformed these roots into impactful technologies shaping our world. The journey from ideas to innovation is a shared story, across centuries, across civilizations. Also, what we admire today in AI and advanced technologies rests upon foundations laid long ago. Like the underground structure of a building, the work of early scholars remains hidden, but without it, none of what we see could stand. From cryptographic logic to mechanical innovation, and from questions of consciousness to the roots of intelligent systems, these early Arab and Muslim scholars laid the groundwork for what we now call artificial intelligence. Their contributions, though often unseen, continue to support the towering achievements of today's technology. As we advance into the future, let us not forget the foundations beneath our progress, for it is by honoring the past that we truly elevate the future.